Hi, good evening and welcome. Nice to have everyone here today. My name is John Cawley, DJ John from Hot Tunes Productions and Sound City Events in Boston. And we're here with the DJ and TV crew, and we are going to do a record roundup for you tonight. So before we get started, it's been a while. It's been a minute. I've changed my record 3 times while we were waiting for this episode to air. So sure some of you have as well. Big thank you to our sponsor, TJ Event Planner. You'll see their information down below. Please check them out, as well as some of our other sponsors in the details of the video. So hello, everyone. Hello, troop. I'd like to say hi to everybody that's here. I'll just go across my screen. BSR, the man, musical legend, is here. Remixer extraordinaire, no matter what Eric tells you.
Oh, stop this.
You're in this fifth square. We'll get to you, Eric. Aaron, checking in from Canada. Good to see you, sir.
Hi,
DJ B, Brian K. Jesse Best here in the house. Ohio's Kevin, DJ Kevin, roadie and frontman of large stage shows in Ohio this week. So if you need anything, please look him up. And DJ Eric. Okay, so as we were talking, DJ Eric from Woburn, Mass. Karaoke superstar.
Don't quote me.
Don't quote me. Yes. Yeah. Don't quote me.
You're gonna laugh.
It's like, ha ha. We're here to do a record roundup. So it's been a minute. It's nice to have everybody all back together. The class is assembled, and we have some records to share with you guys. So if you have something you'd like us to dig into or play or check out that you don't think we know about, please put it in some of the comments, because we do go back and check these comments periodically to see if you get some great ideas for us or even topics for shows, which is always great.
Or if anybody watched it at all.
Yeah, so that's a good way we can tell if you watch the show. Yeah, and give us the thumbs up and the like button. That's always.
And you forgot to mention, this show was unwritten, unrehearsed, and unnecessary.
and completely off the cuff, and we just we make the script up as we go along. So who wants to be brave and lead us in? Does anybody here that
I think Brian is due to start it.
You want me to start
so. Yeah.
Okay. You want to give us one?
Yeah.
I've had a song going through my head all day, and because of that, I decided to do, the best of my knowledge, the only 2 records you need by this particular group. And we'll start with the first one. Put my dad glasses on here. They reading glasses.
I like those glasses.
They reading glasses.
I think you need a thicker pair.
That'll work.
Oh, I love Men at Work.
This is the
Great.
Business as Usual album.
Mm.
And this was the big one. But, oddly enough, I'm looking at it and I'm only seeing like 3 songs on here that really did a lot. And that would be Who Can It Be Now? Which it's a really close runner-up to my favorite Men at Work song. Down Under, which is iconic.
Still getting played at Kegs.
Still gets played, yeah.
It's a good cocktail too.
And Be Good Johnny.
Yeah, be good, be good.
Those were the 3 singles, to my knowledge, in the U.S. off of this album. Those are the ones that I'm looking at and saying,
that came later.
Well, hold on a minute.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Good God.
Stop spoiling all this thunder. That's just overkill.
Yeah, come on. Don't catch my thunder. You already played all my mixes. All right. And then we had Cargo. It was follow-up album.
Here we go. Yeah.
Now, okay, here's the deal with Cargo. It's a good album, but it came out in 1983. You know what else came out in 1983? Everything. All the good albums came out in 1983. You had Police Synchronicity, you had ZZ Top, Eliminator, you had, I don't know, what?
Pyromania, I don't know, Madonna, it's on and on and on and on and on. And so on and so on and so on.
I love time for the chart.
Everything cool.
Hard to get on the charts. Hard to crack the charts in 83.
It was there. If it came out in 82, late 82, it was dominating in 83. There was so much good music. So I think Cargo kind of got lost in the shuffle, really. But there's some really good stuff on here. The album kicks off with, of all things, Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive, which I thought was an interesting song.
It was.
It's a Mistake, which is a really good song.
Really good song.
But I think my favorite Men at Work song, the one that's been going through my head all day off of this album, is called Overkill. That's such a neat song. And it's also interesting when you think about all the other Men at Work songs. they're kind of comedic almost. Like even Who Can It Be Now? The guy's paranoid, but he's putting a funny spin on it. Of course, Down Under is ridiculous. Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive. Overkill's a serious song. It's not tongue in cheek. It's serious, and it's sang that way too. I think it's a good track. So those are my records I'm going to throw out there. Those are the 6-minute work songs I think that should be on the greatest hits. Is in my world would be the 3 from each album that actually did really well as singles.
I think that's great.
Not to mention whatever charted overseas that,
Yeah, if Scrappa was here, he would tell us about the 17-minute work albums.
Right.
The
songs we never got, the stuff.
And the 46 singles that they had over there. But
yes.
And the remix.
And in my world, they were those songs, 3 on each album. And they're all worthwhile. They're all good.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So that's my pick, Minute Work and those tracks.
Love it.
That's a solid pick and a solid band. I don't think we've ever covered them in here.
No, I don't think we have either.
But in terms of rating it for playability, Down Under, I still sneak that in whenever I can.
Sure.
Who Can It Be Now? It's just kind of catchy. And Overkill would be the pick out of the 3 on that record as being the strongest songs.
I like it. It's a Mistake is a neat song.
Mm-hmm.
I love that song.
It's really cool that the chord progression in that song is really cool. The way the guitar kind of comes in, not on the 1, but on the 2. The only other time I ever heard that done was also in 1983, and that was with Oxo's Whirly Girl. The way they did the guitar in that song. No one remembers that song except me. I really like it. It doesn't matter.
They also had 45 charted singles in the UK that we don't know about.
Well, no, Oxo's Miami.
Oh, okay.
That's Ishla Damza.
Did they go to England first to get popular and then come back? Because that's what a lot of bands did. So
he's the same guy who did Foxy's Get Off. He wrote Bad Boys for Miami Sound Machine, and he also was his wife was one of the members of Company B with Fascinated and Perfect Lover, the freestyle stuff. So Oxo was just a band he did in 83, I think. Had one song. I'm the only one who remembers it, and I think it's a banger. It doesn't matter.
That's what the record roundup is all about.
It's kind of got that It's a Mistake vibe to it. That's the only reason I brought it up.
I love it. Yeah.
Very cool.
Cuban immigrant.
Excellent. Well, good choice. Great band. And, props and thoughts to Scrappa, one of our teammates that's just not here tonight.
Yeah.
Mad. Yeah, I'd be like, oh.
Cheers to Scrappa.
Yeah.
How dare you bring up an Australian act without me present?
Good on you, mate.
Mate.
Who would like to go next?
I think the other Brian should go next.
Yeah.
Get the Bryans out of the way.
That's it.
And then Aaron.
He may have something autographed from a teen heartthrob. He has a
probably does.
He's a cheater.
Better not be Debbie Gibson.
This is a sophomore album.
Okay.
From 1989.
Okay.
It spawned 4 hits. And it was written by the artists when they were 18 or 19 years old.
Can I guess?
It's Debbie Gibson's second album.
I knew it. I knew it was.
We just got rickrolled.
You called it.
It's
not autographed yet.
Okay.
But you just met Debbie Gibson. That's why I said that.
He's known Debbie for a while.
Right.
Tiffany.
That's the first album.
Oh, there it is. Look at that.
With Only in My Dreams. And
yes.
Hello,
folks. The second album.
Electric Youth.
The Electric Youth album had 4 hits on it. Lost in Your Eyes, Electric Youth.
Yeah.
No More Rhyme, and We Could Be Together. That was a minor hit from her.
Brian.
Yes.
Do you remember that Electric Youth was also a cologne sold at Kmart?
Yeah, perfume.
Yeah.
Do you have a bottle of that to share with clients?
No,
It's got that spirally thing in it, does it not? It's got the coil.
We won't judge you if you don't.
Yeah.
I will be seeing Debbie again in October.
Very nice.
Debbie, we said hi.
She's doing an acoustic show. It's called Acoustic Youth.
Oh,
Clever.
I'm so
well
jealous.
play on the word.
Always. She is always in my dreams. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a great song.
Yeah.
Her first
great.
album. We
That
talked
was
about.
her first single, wasn't it?
Only in my dreams. Was
I
it?
think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was too. That's what I mean. That would be a great first single for that album.
Right. That one.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean,
fantastic.
What was most impressive about her is that she managed to maintain her integrity throughout her career and didn't just suddenly hit that I'm 21 now and just go off the deep end like all the pop divas do today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, her first two albums were the only ones that had any hits on them.
Right. By the time she was 21, she was done.
She had, I think, another 10 albums out.
What was on the first album?
Really?
Brian?
Only in My Dreams.
The first album, her hits.
Yeah, that was big.
My Dreams. Right?
Only My Dreams was the first single.
Foolish Beat is on there?
Shake Your Love.
Oh, yeah.
One we didn't know when we talked about this album before was Red Hot. I never heard that song before.
Okay.
Out of the Blue.
Yeah.
Foolish Beat.
Yeah.
And another song called Staying Together that was a minor
she had
hit.
She had a lot of singles on that.
Foolish Beat was the popular ballad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good album.
But that was when I reviewed before.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's great, Brian. Thank you.
So say hello to her from us when you see her in October.
I didn't know you liked her.
This may air in October. It might be timely. You could say.
You rub shoulders all the time. You won't say it.
No, that's Tiffany. Which I'll see. I'll see her in November.
Yeah, speed dial 1, speed dial 2. You just call them whenever you want. Just cheater.
I told you he's a cheater.
Yeah.
Oh, what could have been?
Oh, no, good pick. Good pick and great record.
Good callback. Yeah,
absolutely.
I got that one.
Yeah, Tiffany's there too. She's always never far from you.
She's always right by my heart.
There you go.
Under his pillow.
Yeah, speaking of pillows, sorry, I'm going to stop now. Who's next?
Yeah, who would like to go next?
I think Aaron should be next. I really do. Yeah.
I'm going to take you back a little bit. An album I've always loved and I can go back to time and time again. And it's one of those ones you can play it depending on the crowd, depending on what you're doing. In Excess's Kick.
Oh.
Yeah, it was released in '87. The track list on that album is just forwards and backwards. Kick is one of those albums you can just listen to over and over. There's not a bad song on the whole thing.
No.
And the diversity within the album too. I mean, you can go from Devil Inside to Never Tear Us Apart. You think you're listening to two different bands completely.
Yeah.
That the album will take you on a good ride. Kick, it's a good one. So I thought since you went Australia, I thought maybe I'd keep a.
I got to change my record to AC/DC now. All of a sudden, this is becoming an
Australian theme show.
I could get a visual or two or three for you for that if you wanted it.
No, I'll stay the course. I have something.
We were all just talking.
Some fun facts about Kick.
Shoot,
that was a really tough album to follow up. I mean, the pressure on that,
unbelievable.
And it didn't have the impact Kick had. Still a great album, but it was not Kick. The song Never Tear Us Apart was originally written as a blues piano, kind of a Fats Domino style song, played on piano.
Interesting.
And they went ahead and they put a synth patch and a string patch in just to see what it would sound like. It became this orchestral thing. But if you think about the song, the dun 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 piano,
kind of Blueberry Hill.
Blueberry Hill.
Yeah.
Totally.
Something else I was going to mention, which I've seen in documentaries, and that's the only reason, and is Andrew Ferris talking about it. Andrew Ferris was the gentleman who wrote all the music, and then Michael Hutchins was the guy who wrote the lyrics. So Andrew would write the track, present it to Michael, and Michael
would Elton John.
Yeah, exactly, like Bernie and Elton, same kind of thing. So Andrew does this track, and in the biopic, he's kind of got part of it, and there's a taxi waiting outside to fly him to Hong Kong, where Michael lives. Michael was from Hong Kong, oddly enough. Yeah, he lived in Hong Kong.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Michael Hutchins from Hong Kong, China. So, and he lived there a lot of the time. So Andrew was going to bring him something, a track to write So he started working on this track, and then he kept getting ideas and kept telling the taxi to wait. So he ended up finishing the song with guitar, bass, everything. The taxi was there for like 2.5, 3 hours or something like that. He goes to the airport. He flies to Hong Kong. It's the middle of the day. There's a party going on at Michael's house. He's laying around, and there's chicks everywhere. And Andrew walks in and hands him this cassette and says, "Hey, this is the one, and I want you to write some lyrics for." He takes the cassette, goes in the bedroom for 5 minutes, comes back out and hands him the lyrics to "Need You Tonight."
Wow.
Wow. It was a 5-minute deal.
Wow.
And he went back to partying.
That good, I guess.
Songs in the world are those 5-minute songs.
Yeah.
It took him a minute to write it. It's done. It's a massive hit. It just worked. Great band.
Well, the music gives you the inspiration, and then lyrically it'll come to you. You hear it, you feel what the song should say, and if you're that magical, like Bernie, can just come up with the bed, and Elton will sit down and just and between the two of them they sew it up like a quilt. That's magic. That's lightning in a bottle. That band.
Oddly enough, the record label hated Kick. They did not like it.
Really?
And they did not want to promote it in the U.S. So their producer took it upon himself to hand deliver a lot of the copies of Kick to college radio stations.
I remember when ours showed up. I was there.
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah.
Yeah. So we had a copy of it in Curry College Radio. WML.
That's how it got its start, and then it gathered its momentum on college radio and became the smash that it was of 1988. But it was an uphill battle. I don't know what record exec heard the Kick album and said this is garbage, but whoever they were, I hope they were fired.
Yeah,
because that's a fantastic album.
Totally. It's one of my favorites. I love
record execs. They're not all as smart as you think they are. I mean, they're in it for the money, and they can't hear a single or a sound. They're not going to get behind it. But that's where the music was turning before the big change in '91 that we all know.
Well, Frank Zappa would talk about this, and he said that the reason the music was so great in the '60s and part of the '70s was the A&R guys, or the guys who actually would pick the songs. They would say things like, "You know what? I don't get it, but I don't know. It's different. Let's give it a try." And that's why you got such a great variety of songs. That's why you got things like Pink Floyd right behind Jethro Tull, right behind Aerosmith, right behind all this stuff that just didn't make sense, but it all was different and it all worked together. Led Zeppelin, you would never mistake for Edgar Winter Group. I mean, nothing was homogenous. It was all weird and different because they would take chances. And then when the baby boomer generation came in as the record execs, their philosophy was, I don't get it. So no.
You don't get it.
Either I'm feeling it or it's through.
If it doesn't get past me, then it's not going forward.
So there was no more taking chances. I don't get it, but let's give it a try. Just because I didn't get it doesn't mean anything. To I am the authority on this. If I don't like it, forget it. So that was the change, I think, in the, I guess 15 years before something like Kick hit the shelves, where, if the same generation of record execs would have came across that album, that would have said, "Oh yeah, get it out there. This is interesting. This is different. I don't really get it, but get it out there."
This is why we see a lot of the singles and a lot of the things today is not label driven. It's all people putting stuff out on their own.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? All these
artists. Business model is completely different, if you can even call it a business model.
It isn't. It is. Well, I guess it is, but it's weird now.
Yeah, the path to getting heard is very different than it was back then. You had to get through corporate levels and tiers to get on the radio. Now you put it on a platform and make sure everyone's got a link and a way to access it.
You only have 55 million other people trying to do the exact same thing, so it's a big crowd to be heard in.
Hard to get noticed. Big pond to see that little pebble,
Yes.
So I want to do one more quick little shout out. We were talking just before. I'm going to give a shout out to that new soundtrack, Van Jam's Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm going to give that a shout out. DJs, don't sleep on this album. The hits are on there. The movie's big right now. It is 2024, so don't sleep on that. Pick that album up. Start spinning it because it's popular right now. Bye Bye Bye's coming back, and then that new one we were just talking about, the Madonna one.
Madonna
Like a
remix,
version remake. Don't sleep on it.
Like a prayer. Yeah. That's
good.
it's an interesting soundtrack. It's very, very eclectic with what they did, and kind of equate that to what Guardians of the Galaxy did and brought back a lot
Patsy
of
Cline's on there. Waylon Jennings is on there. Huey Lewis is on there. Goo Goo Dolls is on there.
Waylon
Fergie's on
Jennings.
there. Stray Kids is on there. Don't sleep on that. There's my second.
People are going to start asking for those because they're going to see it in the movie and want to hear it at the party.
Pick it up.
And oddly enough, I never stopped playing Bye Bye Bye, and that's by request.
I've never stopped either.
It's not like I ever wanted to play. I always wanted to play Everybody Backstreet's Back because I think it's
I played them back to back.
I do too. But I play Bye 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 first as a request, and then I play Backstreet's Back as, you know what, this song is better and you should have asked for this one in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, if you can come from Everybody Dance Now and catch that Everybody on a loop and cue point it and hit that Everybody, and then flip it over to Everybody and start Backstreet Boys. It's a little wordplay you can just have some fun with. I did that this weekend, and I was fancy this week.
Oh, shut up, John.
Yeah. So I'll jump in because mine's kind of a callback. I think we reviewed the artist before, but it was a party of older folks. It was a 60th birthday, and they wanted to start getting down, and I didn't want to just slam them with disco and assume that's what they wanted. So I had to check out I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget to say it the right way. Hip hop familiarity. Wanted to see what they knew. Okay. So I said, I'm going to start with the basic building blocks, and if they like stuff like this, then I can start layering in. I've got room to move now. I'm not just stuck playing Bee Gees and the Grease soundtrack. You know what I mean? So if you have stopped playing this song, bring it back immediately. You should be playing It's Tricky from Run DMC. Yeah. This is the Chef Pettibone 12-inch single. I've got the up-tempo mix. The classic, the original is still the best. But this was probably the one song of Run DMC that's got the stand power. Like, I bought all the Profile singles when they came out. I had Hard Times and Sucker MCs before the record dropped. But when this came around eventually, 87, so it's a few years into their career, this stuck, and this has got the Baby Got Back staying power. You know what I mean? It's like that. This is always going to be a song that's going to get them. So I started with Push It, Salt and Pepper, and it got into that break, and you just kind of lead that intro on a loop right in behind it, and next thing we're into the Run DMC track.
Oh, that's tricky.
Yes, it was tricky. Yeah. 128, and it's a good zone beat-wise, too, that you have so many options and places to go. You want to go into 80s new wave off of this. You want to stay in up-tempo hip-hop.
You know what I mix out? You know what I use on the back end of that one?
What?
Benny Benezzi's Satisfaction.
Oh, sure.
It's very cool. Actually, you get the right version with the right intro.
Yeah, you lead into that. Made for a nice little pocket, and it did open the floodgates for playing a good amount of the classic stuff that I may not have dared to. I said, if they know this one, I know I'm safe. I know I can walk into this room with confidence.
Test the waters.
Yeah,
the energy level in the room when that song gets dropped is incredible.
Well, that's it. If it parted the dance floor like the Red Sea, I'd just say, okay, we're going back to safe.
They're jumping as high as, I don't know what is about jumping with that song, but they jump as high as they can to that song.
Yes.
See, I did a 50th birthday party. It didn't do shit, but
50? They might not be old enough.
Right. I was just thinking the same thing.
That's our age. What are you talking about?
It was a joke. Come on.
We know it. Oh, okay. So just don't take that one out of your rotation. In fact, bring it back, put it to the forefront, and if you need to test the waters of your dance floor and check out their hip hop familiarity, it's Tricky Run DMC. That's my pick.
Thanks, Kevin.
Awesome song. Yes.
So, Kevin,
got one,
and then we got. I guess we'll wrap it up with Eric here. So
no, we got
Kevin. No, we got Kevin.
Hello. Hi there.
Yeah.
My song that I have, a lot of people have credited to a certain soundtrack, but it was not on there. It was back in '86. It reached number 6. It was written by Holly Knight, Mike Chapman, and Glenn Black. And the song is called Love Touch by Rod Stewart.
Well, that was not on the Legal Eagle soundtrack.
That's right. It was not on the soundtrack.
But the music video was for the movie.
Yeah, it was the credits. The song was run during the credits, but it's actually only on the album Every Beat of My Heart.
Wow.
Interesting.
And then a little known fact, he thinks he does not play it very often live. It is on his very best, I assume, because they make mention of it. He calls it a silliest song he's ever recorded.
Well,
but
I don't know that I worry too much about what Rod Stewart thinks of his own catalog. He hated Maggie May.
And look what that did.
He thought that was a piece of crap.
Right.
Yeah. And he was dismissive to Donna Summer for writing the sequel to Maggie May too, wasn't he? He didn't want nothing to do with that either.
You know what? I may have gotten that story wrong. I thought he rejected it, but I think she actually decided to keep it for herself.
Okay. Yeah.
Possibility. Stranger things have happened. Just saying.
Ooh.
So Rod's got an illustrious career that spanned for decades between Faces, Small Faces, Solo, and
Yes.
the Musketeer movie and song we don't talk about.
Drunken Sailors.
And Rod's playing at the Hard Rock in next month.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
He's still out
Favorite
there.
Rod Stewart song? Anybody?
was
What was the question?
Favorite?
Favorite?
Young
Oh,
Turks.
man.
I've always
That's
liked
good.
Young Turks. Yeah.
I liked Infatuation. I like Passion. I like that time
Do you
zone.
think I'm sexy? That's another one that's still.
Great songs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tonight's the Night is really good.
Hmm.
You know the
Right.
one that no one ever talks about that I really like?
I
Stay
know
with
what
me.
you're going to say.
It came and went really fast, and I thought it was amazing. It's called Baby Jane.
I love that song.
Is that a great song?
I really do
Baby
love
Jane.
that song. And I didn't think it got the credit it needed.
Well, it was another one of
Yeah,
those
it
1983 things where there were too many other things happening
Yeah.
Right,
for
right.
anything to get any attention.
That's it. It was on the radio for maybe
Baby
twice. And
It
got
had the
squashed
beat,
out.
it had the beat, it had the lyrics.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
It's very
Great
upbeat.
song.
I haven't played that in a minute. I have to bring that one back for fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that you brought up the whole have I told you lately that I love you, the unplugged version.
Yeah.
He actually cried in that, singing it. You guys remember this? Like,
I remember crying.
it was a beautiful song. I mean, and to this day, I'll play it at weddings and it packs the floor. They just love that song, you know?
You know what he did a really nice job with? And I brought this up. I don't know if it was on air or if it was just a conversation we were having after the show. But I think it was the early 90s. A bunch of artists got together and decided to do an album called Tapestry, a tribute to Carole King.
Okay.
And all these artists came in and would do a song. Like, I think Amy Grant did I Feel the Earth Move or It's Too Late or whatever it was. A lot of people were on it. Rod Stewart did You're So Far Away. And boy, he do a killer version of that song.
I remember that. I heard that without having the record. I remember hearing that. That made it to the
That
radio.
was a single.
Yeah.
Yeah. Off
That
of the
was
Tapestry
released.
tribute.
Right. Yeah.
That's where it was from. But yeah, that's a Carole King song. And boy, he did a nice job with it.
I gotta say though, the first Rod Stewart song I ever remember hearing growing up was Hot Legs.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
like the first Rod Stewart experience for me.
Sure.
Yeah. And I'm like, God, this song is great. And there's a part in the song where he screams out, and it sounds like Eric, my name. I always thought it was my mother yelling downstairs to turn it down.
Oh
It's
man.
just funny. That's just, I'm sorry.
Oh, boy,
about
that is
out.
funny.
Yeah.
But his staying power's
Oh,
been
well, yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Like one of his latest songs or the newer ones he released I loved a lot was My Heart Can't Tell You No.
That's
just an
another great
That's a pretty
absolute
one.
power ballad tune out of the late
Forever
80s.
Young. Forever
Yeah,
Young.
Forever Young is
You know?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a lot of great.
Oh, for sure. His greatest hits catalog got to run max 3 hours. It's got to go over. Just
yeah.
It's been around forever and just so many.
I know
bangers.
that when I was working at the used CD store back in the early 90s, he came out with a 3 CD box set called Storyteller.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, God, that was a long time ago. And there's been stuff since then.
Yeah, the
He's
Great
probably my
American
biggest
Songbooks. Was he doing those? That was his thing, right? And like, it would look
He did that.
volume 8, volume 9, volume 10, volume 11. It just kept coming. You know.
Then he had the throat cancer, and he had to stop singing. Then he came back and sang more songs, new
He
songs.
just sang for the Queen, didn't? And wasn't that he was just in England and did some royal thing?
See, much like what
she was alive.
Brian was saying with Baby Jane, that didn't go like where he thought it might, like I did. I think the same for Tonight I'm Yours.
Yeah.
I thought that song should have went further than it did. I've always liked that. You guys familiar with that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the 80s
It was
Rod
a great song. Yeah.
Like the first, I don't know, Young Turks and Infatuation and all that stuff. I
Young
love
Turks was great.
That was great. I just played his Motown song, the one Bring Over Those Old Motown Records. I just played that
Motown.
Saturday.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Motown
that's
song.
a great song, too.
Everyone's singing along and swaying back and forth. I was
lucky enough to meet him back in 1995.
Oh, wow.
On tour.
great.
Come in, and I'd come off at a club, and he was walking through the back.
Boy, some guys have all the luck, man. That's cool.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Yeah, very good. Very good. His missus was right in front of him, and I didn't realize who she was.
Who?
Rachel Hunter.
Oh.
Mistress.
I didn't realize. I didn't put the two and two together. I just saw her, the hair, the little dress, and then he walked in. I'm like, holy crap, you're Rod Stewart. He goes, yes, I am. I'm like, oh, he knows who he is. That's good.
Well, that's
Good
good.
job,
He knew
Aaron.
it.
Yeah. Have you been to Itchycoo Park lately?
That's a plus when they know it. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's my Rod Stewart story. I got to meet him, and nice guy, pleasant.
Was it cool to talk to? Like how long?
It was 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah.
30 seconds was a long time.
But yes, very nice. Yeah.
He's still out there, right? Is he still touring or no?
I was wrong on the Hard Rock. It's not till February. He's going to be there. February.
Oh,
There you go.
okay. So he's still out there. Yeah.
Yeah. For these little one-off shows, he's not going to tour anymore. I don't think at his age, but he'll pop up here and there.
Oh.
What do you got,
Vegas
Eric?
too, didn't he? Didn't he stick
To
around
wrap
Vegas
up our
for a bit?
20-minute show.
Yeah.
What?
Eric, you're last on the wheel
Eric,
here.
you're
So
the last one.
what do you got for us for a?
I'm the last hamster on the wheel.
That's it. Let's go with that. I like yours better.
All right, here we go. I'm going to go with this pop rock band started in 1977 in Los Angeles, California. Now, don't yell out who you think it is.
Don't hate me.
Don't hate me.
Don't quote me.
There are scientists, right? And I'm trying to get to my notes now because I forgot I was next. But there were scientists saying that this song, because of the arrangement, was the best song of all time. Anybody get any idea?
1977, LA.
No, it had nothing to do with 77.
No, I'm just trying to
Yeah, okay. But
calculate the best song of all time. I got nothing.
scientists said this was the best song ever.
I got a guess. I
We should all get a guess.
get a guess.
I'm going to give you all a guess.
Okay.
And it was because of the arrangement, just how the lyrics. Go ahead, Aaron, you're first. What's your guess?
I don't know.
Man.
What do you think? The best song ever.
I think I might know the
I'll
answer.
give you a hint.
Oh no, I don't even need a hint. I don't want a hint. Just then you can
no
tell me.
hint.
Amar.
It was this group's only #1 hit.
Oh.
It was a group.
And it was 1977 when they came out. And this song was released. Should I give you that or no?
1977 or later?
Released in 82.
Well, that's
Oh,
different.
man.
That's different. Well, it's not going to be
That's
Hotel
all
California
very
now.
different.
Oh, yeah. It's,
Okay, now.
I was thinking like Led Zeppelin, but no, this is going to be like
See,
82.
no, I wanted to give you that hint because we can go on all night. with it.
Yeah. So they wrote
Okay,
it
I
in
got it.
77.
I got it.
It came out in 82.
What do you got, Brian?
Journey, Don't Stop Believing.
No, it's not that.
All right.
That was like the highest selling of all time, was it not?
All right, whatever.
We go Toto Rosanna.
You got to listen to me. Scientists listen to the collaboration.
There's San
And,
Francisco. I blew that one.
The beat, everything about this song.
Running with the Devil.
This is the best song ever.
Oh wait,
Not even the best song on the record.
Wait. 82.
82.
No, I got it.
Oh wait.
Band Los Angeles 77. Song,
Africa.
best song ever, 82.
Africa. Toto.
You're a bastard. You got it. Aaron,
Africa.
give him a round of applause. It was Africa.
Rosanna was a better song.
I thought
I'm telling you, though, this was, according to scientists,
The fuck do they know?
I don't know their name. If I Google it, I could find it, but I'm not going to do it now because you guys don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
So
I read recently something about the number one song ever done, and I think it was
Aaron. No,
it was
Aaron's on the same page.
Yeah.
It was the best song ever, according to Aaron. You're all right.
It was on a list recently. I saw it. It was there was Hotel California was on there.
Yep.
The live version from 90 something.
These
Zeppelin
were
had a
songs
song
that
on
were
there.
analyzed.
Don't roll over.
Right.
Yeah, it was this
And
list.
then they come up with Africa. So let's look at the other stuff that was
Just
on
82. I had to think about because every best song in the world came out in 83, so 82 was just before that.
See,
on
if
that
I
album?
had to pick a song on Toto 4, I would have said Rosanna.
Yeah, Rosanna.
So
Rosanna's
I
really
would
good.
have said Rosanna before Africa.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question. At a
Even
wedding,
I
as a
won't hold
DJ,
you back.
That's a
which
great
one
one,
would you
too.
play?
That was on 4?
That was on 4 as well. I won't.
That's a
hold
great song.
Yeah.
I would have chosen Rosanna or that over Africa.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just me. You guys are all DJs. You tell me.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, yeah.
I am with you.
People expect to hear Africa. They wouldn't see Rosanna or I Won't Hold You Back coming. They
The
wouldn't know.
only thing
But they'd be all right with it.
was that remake by what was that rock band? That
Weezer,
yeah.
which wasn't.
They actually did a decent job with it, but it wasn't.
Have you?
Yeah.
Eric, have you ever heard Roger Sanchez's track "Another Chance"?
No.
I'm going to play for you after the show. They sample "I Won't Hold You Back."
But hold on, Aaron was saying something. What was it, Aaron? I'm curious.
As a DJ, if you're playing a wedding or if you're playing like an event like that, and you have Toto, which one are you playing? I would play Africa because that's more
that's more group friendly, I think. Yeah,
I would go with Rosanna myself. I'm sorry. I think that's more popular than Africa. I don't know.
Africa is a millennial favorite.
It's
just, like the kids nowadays love it. The junior high dances, the middle schools, they love it. It's the song to play. It is.
Well, you know why?
Choice.
Because of the Weezer remake, I think.
But it doesn't matter if I like it more
before
or not.
that.
It's the people.
I dropped that right after my stroke for the first time, and it blew my mind how much attention that the millennials gave to that song. They all knew it.
So now that I said all this, do you guys agree with these scientists saying this was the best composed song ever?
I don't even think it was the best song on that album.
Best composed.
Africa. Anybody agree with that? That's why I brought it up.
No.
I did my research.
It's a safe song. It's a safe song. So here's the thing with Rosanna, and Rosanna I think is a better song musically, lyrically, but it turns into that it gets a little hard towards the end. There's a bunch of guitar solos, so it might not be for everybody. They're like, oh, I don't like this. It's too rocky. Whereas Africa just stays kind of plain Jane the whole way through. There's no real big surprises. That's why I call those songs kind of beige.
If anybody has access to Google right now, Google best song ever, scientist. It's going to come up.
Okay, I just did it for you.
And they're going to give you the reason why. Listen.
Gizmondo said Africa came out on top, according to the greatest song of all time. Far Out magazine out of the UK. They say
something British.
One of those Men at Work singles we never got. Yeah.
Hit you with the rhythm stick. Hit me.
Yeah. It's a level 42 track or something.
Now I can delete
I during the blockheads or something.
Take that, you ungrateful colonists.
They scan people's brains. They check dopamine levels within the songs. And they credit the song because the musicians that played it were so accredited.
Right.
that it was.
Africa's a good song.
Toto's a phenomenal band. You can't.
I would argue any song off the freshman album from Culture Club is musically greater than that song. I love Jeff Porcaro. I love.
Look, I'm not disputing that, Brian.
I'm just I would highly disagree with the scientists.
And we can all disagree. 'Cause I actually think if I had to choose a Toto song between that era, it would be Rosanna more than Africa. That's just my opinion.
I like Hold the Line better than
I was
Africa.
going to say that. I was going to say I love Hold the Line.
Better than
Hold the Line is an amazing song.
Wicked song.
And I won't hold you back. That's another one that I've
Hold the Line. John,
I loved it. Yeah.
So if you've got a favorite Toto song and you agree with these findings, put it in the comments down below and keep tuning in. We'll keep coming back and talking records for you guys. If there's something,
and if you do post, maybe we'll give you a 99.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And hit the like, please.
Yeah. Give us a like and subscribe. Be sure to visit our sponsors. Thank you, panel. Thank you, everyone, for a wonderful show. A lot of great insight, great tunes.